Thank you for signing up for Thunderbolt Pipeline. Today, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to log in and go through the setup wizard. So first, use the email address you provided and the password that was provided to you in the login box. You may click Remember Me if you wish to have your username remembered, but otherwise click Login. You'll first see a user agreement that you must accept to continue using Thunderbolt Pipeline. Please read the privacy policy and terms of service, and then click I accept these agreements. You will log in with the company name, email name, and how you measure projects on the Company Info tab. You may change the company name. You may change the email that is associated with the company. And you may change how you measured projects. Some, like drywall, may measure projects in square feet. Others, like HVAC, may measure projects in crews. You may change this to whatever you choose. And you may come back at any time and change this. You can access this menu as an admin user by clicking the Admin button at the top of the menu bar. So we'll move on to project types. Project types is how you split and differentiate your bids and proposals. You can include whatever you would like as a project type. In this example, I will use 3 project types. You will be able to assign each bid to one of the project types. You may have any number of project types, and you may use dashes or letters or numbers. They will be sorted in alphabetical order. Next, we'll move on to phases. You can either click the tab or in the next button. Phases will be used in your workforce planning. You can think of phases as any part of your construction project that has to do specifically with your business. So you may have a site clearing phase, and the rate is the dollar per hour for the labor in that phase. And then the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 is the order that you'd like them to show up. If you, for instance, mess up the order or would like to change the order, you may at any time click the Edit button and change the name, the rate, or the order. By changing the order, you will be able to change how they show up in the project. I'll change this back just to make sense for this example. You may come back at any time to change your phases or any of the information in the admin panel. Next is vendors. If you choose to use vendors and assign them to a project or a bid, you may add them here. Add the name, the product or the service, and any notes you'd like to have with the vendor. I will add one vendor for an example. You may delete or edit any of the vendors by clicking the pencil button or the X to delete the vendor. Lastly, we have users. There are users that are estimators, schedulers, project managers, foremen, chief estimators, or an admin. By default, your first user, which you just logged in under, is an admin. They have access to every view in the application, as well as the admin panel, and may adjust company info, project types, phases, vendors, or users. Estimators only have access to their bids that they're working on. They may see all customers, and they may see the entire schedule, but for bids, they will only see the projects they're working on. Schedulers can be used, if you wish, to assign one person to schedule all incoming work. Project managers will be added to bids when it is awarded, and you can do sorting, you can filter by, or view the project manager on any current project. Foreman is not a user who logs in, and therefore all you need to provide is a name and a color. They are used to be assigned to current work so that you can get a view in the dashboard of all your foremen and which jobs they're on. Chief estimator is similar to the estimator, except that they can see all of the work through the project and across the company in the bids view. This is handy if you have a chief estimator that can look at all of the work of all of the estimators, or you do not wish to have estimators only see their work. Every estimator could be a chief estimator in order to be able to look at all bids across all estimators of the company. For now, I'm going to create an estimator. Assign a password that you can give to the person to initially log in, and then they can change their password. And then a color selection. Colors are used in certain views to highlight the rows where this user is assigned to that bid. Click Add User, and you'll see the user pop up in Active Users. At any time, you can come back and edit the role, the color, and then show if they are watchers or auto watch, which we'll talk about in another tutorial. I'll add one more project manager. Every user must have a unique email address, so be sure that you're not entering the same email for two users. And pick a different color. So as you can see, I've added 3 users. You can come back in any time, change color, change their role, change their email address. Users also can come into their user settings, change their own name, change their email, or update their password. Now you've completed the setup for your company. It's time to move on to creating customers, starting your bids or proposals, and viewing the dashboard tutorials. We thank you for signing up and look forward to seeing you in our next tutorial.